Let's build the easiest mob XP farm without a spawner for Minecraft Bedrock 1.19. The first thing I'm going to have you guys do is pick out where you're actually going to be building the farm. You can build it on land like I am here. However, if you want the maximum rates, you're going to have to light up all of the caves around you. If you don't want to light up things, then just go right ahead and build it way up in the air, and it will be perfectly fine. Or you can build it over an ocean. However, I personally am just going to build it right on this plains biome. So the first thing you guys are going to do is you're going to create a little platform that is 4 blocks across and 3 blocks forward, just like this, and then add on a little platform for where you're going to stand. From here, we're going to create this U shape on the back, and then set down a chest right here with 2 hoppers running into the back of that chest. We're then going to grab our slabs and place down 2 slabs over top of those hoppers, and then grab our blocks and create another one of those U shapes. And from here, all we have to do is build up by 22 blocks. So 1, 2, and so on. And then what we're going to do over here is just leave a 1 block gap above the chest. So that way you can still hit the enemies, and you can also open up this chest here. But again, yes, from this level, which is 1 block above the slabs, we're going to build up 22 blocks. This is what it should look like after you are done building this chamber. And it is very important that it is 22 blocks. If it's less, the enemies are not going to be on low health. And if it's more, they're going to die on impact. And then you're not going to be able to collect the XP. So 22 is a very specific number that you should follow. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to build out 8 blocks in every direction on all sides of this rectangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to do this on every single side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then once you have this little angle here, what you can do is you can literally just connect up these sides to create a giant square, because you're going to have to fill in this platform, and building in a square is a lot easier than building off of lines. Just go ahead and build out 8 on all sides, and then create a giant square to fill in the platform. After the platform is filled in, we're going to add a rim around this with just some regular blocks. So we're going to use normal blocks for the first round, and then on the second layer of this rim, we are going to place down stairs, but in the direction so that the stair is pointing inwards. So it's going to look flush from the outside, and I'm going to show you what I mean right now. So we're going to place down all of our stairs just like this, going all the way around to create, again, another giant square with connected stairs. And these corners do, in fact, need to be squares, so stairs. So make sure that those are stairs. And then after you have all of this set up, what we're going to do is create a nice little infinite water source inside of the farm. So just make a quick little square, and then place down a water bucket right here and a water bucket right here. So then you have some infinite water sources. So you can grab your water, place it in the stair, grab your water, place it in the stair, grab your water, place it in the stair. I think you get the gist. We are going to be filling in every single one of these stairs with water. And a good way to know if you've built everything correctly is all of these water streams should be leading into this central chamber here, and it should be perfectly lined up. So it shouldn't flood, and there shouldn't be any non-water spots. It should be perfectly matched with that rectangle there. And then all we have to do for this layer of stairs is add a rim around it. That way it doesn't let light in, because currently, if we just left it like this, it would let light in and then no mobs would spawn. So make sure that you place down this rim so that it's nice and dark inside here. After that, what we're going to do is we want to actually build some platforms, but first we're going to add one more layer around the stairs just so that we have somewhere to work from. So add another layer just like so, and then we're going to add a layer on the center, and this is going to be where the mobs are actually spawning. So after I connect up this, there we go. So from inside here, we're going to place down a block and then another block, break this block, and then go right around and build another giant square. And this square is going to be on the inside of the farm. And again, this is going to be where all of the mobs are spawning. We're then going to divide this square into 2 smaller squares using this center hole right here. So on this side, we want to create a line just like this. And on this side, we want to create a line again, leaving a 2 block gap in the middle, which we're actually going to break these 2 blocks so that we have 2 spawning platforms. We're then going to create a giant waffle out of these platforms by just running lines of blocks across here and then going through here as well to create, again, this waffle or like this grid pattern. And we're going to do this for the other platform over there. I'm not going to do this all on camera, but I'll get back when it is done. After the waffle is done being constructed, go ahead and grab your trapdoors, and we're just going to place down trapdoors all around these platforms. So pretty much just treat it as if it's a regular block. Don't go ahead and close all of the trapdoors as you place them. It's quicker to just place all the trapdoors and then go back and close them all. Trapdoors are really stupid to place though, because you can't really hold them. As you can see there. But yeah, so we're going to go all the way around these platforms, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to place trapdoors in every single one of these holes as well. I recommend placing them on the same orientation of all these blocks, just so that, you know, your little OCD part of your brain won't freak out when they're all mismatched. If you really don't care about that, it makes absolutely no difference. However, I do think it looks a lot nicer. Even though you're not going to see it, there is that peace of mind. But then just go ahead and open up all of these trapdoors, and then we're going to do the exact same thing to the platform right next to it. So literally copy paste what you did here over here. And it actually looks quite cool when it is done. So as you can see, all of the trapdoors are placed and they are all open, which means that the mobs are going to walk off the platform or walk into those holes. But what we need to do now is place down some buttons on all of the odd blocks. So don't make it line up with the trapdoors like that. Do it in all of the corners as if these are like a square, like a 3x3. So just place down all of these buttons. And the reason why we're placing down the buttons is because, unfortunately, we do not want spiders. Spiders are going to ruin the farm because they're able to climb up that chamber. And they also don't really walk off the trapdoors as well. So it's very important that you place down these buttons, or it's going to dramatically reduce the rates of the farm until eventually they are 0 because the mob cap is kept up by spiders. So make sure that you place the buttons. They're probably one of the most vital parts of this farm functioning, at least in the long term. But then after you've placed down all your buttons, which I am now, we're going to grab our blocks and we are going to build up 3 more layers. So create a giant rim that is 3 more blocks tall all the way around the farm, and then we're going to add a giant roof over top. And this is what it should look like when it is done. So if we actually pop in here, you look around and see that it's quite dark, but let me just show you what would happen if you didn't have this rim around the stairs. If we come back in now, you'll notice that over there, there's now light coming in, and that's going to stop the mobs from spawning inside the farm. So it is very important that you have that rim. I just thought I would re-emphasize that point. And you might also notice that there are lots of mobs under here, so unfortunately we are going to have to light this place up just to keep the mobs from spawning. You can do a little torch spamming or make it nice and pretty. Personally, I don't mind a little bit of torch spam, but I know many people do. So if I actually just go fly away now, these mobs should all despawn when I come back, and yes, they did. The last thing to do is to light up the roof of this farm. Now you can make this look a little bit prettier if you want. Just place down some torches in the corner, maybe a couple in the middle. And that should do the trick due to the update where they made it so mobs only spawn in light levels of 0. So just go ahead and light this place up. That should be plenty of lighting. Because you don't want mobs spawning up here. That will, again, just reduce the rates of the farm. And when you're building a farm, you just want efficiency. So I actually made the mistake that I said not to at the beginning of the video, as you might be able to tell. I made the tunnel 1 block too deep, meaning that I had to raise everything up by 1 layer, and that's why we have this weird perspective. But as you can see, everything is super low health. It gives us experience, and all the drops end up inside this chest. But yeah, this farm is super easy to build. It's super efficient. And if you wanted to add in a trident killer, you could very easily do that and it would work. This farm would be infinitely more efficient than it is right now if I went ahead and lit up the caves. It would also be more efficient if I had built it in the air or built it over an ocean. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, that is pretty much going to do it for today. Alright, so that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, then please do consider smashing that subscribe button and leaving a like. This farm is super awesome and usually will give you about 30 levels in 20 to 25 minutes. It will also create about 1 stack of gunpowder per hour, which is super awesome if you have an elytra. Again, you could add a trident killer if you wanted to go AFK, or if you didn't want to use the durability on your sword. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. My name is 1UpMC, and I will catch you guys in the next one.